everybody, and welcome to Formula Facts. I'm Jack Like.
I'm Destinee Day.
Well, we are back. We're gonna do, going back to posting one of our longer episodes on YouTube, which is gonna be really exciting. We're excited to get back into that, and we're still gonna get a bunch of clips out of today that we'll be putting up, and hopefully get some informational Formula Facts going out there for everybody to learn. This is really exciting. We're getting down into the final days before we get into preseason testing, and we get into the first races are coming up. This is so exciting, isn't it?
I'm so excited. I'm ready. I'm ready for it to be back.
Yeah, so let's talk about what we were, expecting in our last episode. We were talking about liveries, and we were talking about what a livery is, and this isn't what the car is gonna be looking like technically, but it's what the outside of the car, the paint job, what everybody's gonna be seeing at every single race in 2026. Now, a lot of them have already come out, so let's talk about what our favorite ones are and what our least favorites are. I guess people probably want to hear what our least favorites are most, but I think what my general theme of all these liveries coming out are, I think it's a return to what these cars have been in the past. I think we've seen with the Ferrari going back to it like a more red, like a lighter red, not trying to be as, modern like they were being, in the recent years, which I'm all for the new Ferrari being a little more like lighter red. I think that looks so much nicer. I think the Red Bull has their blue, like, I sound crazy. Like the blue is a little more blue. Like if you go back to the days when it was with Sebastian Vettel. So I think it's cool that those cars are returning to like what people remember and what people love about those cars.
Love that you have a more positive outlook on it because I hated all of them.
All of them.
All of them, especially the Ferrari. Hated it. I thought absolute garbage. I hated it. Like capital H, hated it. And I am not a fan of the Red Bull Blue. Big no from me. I think it looks terrible. I'm a big fan of the RB20 as a car. I thought that the black made it look real sharp and as mean as it was. I also know, obviously black is the lightest paint. So whatever. But hated all of them. Haven't found one I liked.
Yeah, I think like I said, it's kind of weird when Ferrari like comes out with their like livery. Like that's not going to be a big deal. Like we all know what the car is going to look like. The big question is like what shade of red it's going to be. Like that's the only crazy thing that we're going to see when that car comes out. Obviously, they added a lot more white on the car, which like I mean it's a look. I did like it when it, but I think do you like the darker red? Or you like the lighter red?
I like the darker red.
So you really hated the whole thing.
Really hated the whole thing. It was hot garbage, like start over. Like that designer at Ferrari had one job and it was to make that car red and there was not enough red on that car.
And they're like, you know what? Let's make it red, and then
Yeah.
no, let's add some white, just to make it pop. So,
Yeah.
Okay, that's disappointing. I kind of like them. Well, I like that it's kind of more old school. I think like people remember like that light red Michael Schumacher Ferrari, and like I think it's cool that they're going back to that. Same thing with Red Bull, but like when these teams come out, like I just said about Ferrari, like Red Bull, like oh, like what's the surprise going to be? They all look generally the same. Even when the Racing Bulls livery was released, it looks like if you put them next to each other, I probably could figure it out which one was this year and last year, but like they're pretty similar. I think Haas went in a pretty different direction. I'm like just looking at the Haas livery now. It doesn't even look like it's like not even like a Formula One car. It's like a different like style, and they have like writing on the back. It's kind of weird.
Oh, I don't like any of them.
Very like very negative. Very negative today, Destiny.
I know. You know what? And the internet can feel how it feels about it. To be honest, I really don't care. I'm not a fan of any of them. Mercedes, it's always like, let's spot where the red star is for Niki Lauda, right? So like that's the thing with the Mercedes. Haas is better than it has been in years past, but like Alpine, it's like, oh, it's gonna be like, that purpley pink and blue, whatever that is, and of course it is. Audi's reminds me of a battery, like an Energizer battery. I'm not a fan. I
I
just think
hate the Audi one. I think the Audi one is like ridiculously ugly.
right? It looks like
Like they
looks
couldn't
like a
fade the colors. They were so lazy. They're just like gray, red, black. That's it. Like they couldn't like fade the cut, like like there was no effort put into it. It looks like they like ran out of time and they were just like, oh, what color can we make the car? And they're like, great,
Right. I'm kind of at the point where like I don't even know why we do the livery reveal. Like other than like it's a big deal for the sponsors. Like I really don't care. Like you could show up and I wouldn't care. Like I literally like the some of the cool like special liveries like RB did it for Japan. People do it for Austin, right? Like they have some special ones. McLaren's camo one was the coolest
that was
one
pretty
that
sick. Yeah,
I've seen. But like why do we have this? I don't really know. I don't really care. It just, big thumbs down.
it's kind of funny if you look at the Haas liveries that have come out. I think it's from 23, 24, 25. It's gotten progressively more. They add more white to it, so it was like black, and then they got a little more white, and then they got like half the car was white, and now like, the whole car's white. So like I don't know what we're gonna see next year, but like it's actually kind of funny. Like you see how it progressively changes.
Well, and like what's McLaren gonna be? Papaya? Okay.
Orange.
And what's Cadillac gonna be? Silver and black. Okay. Like, I
Yeah.
don't really care. I don't really care.
Well, the Cadillac car kind of might look like the car from the F1 movie.
You
Like
think you will?
well, it's the same kind of idea, isn't it? Like the same colors and
Did you see all those rumors around the internet that they're actually using uh the motorhome from the F1 movie? What is it? The AXGP motorhome
they
Cadillac, and
they
they
probably
just
could the same
repurposed it.
colors. Isn't that crazy? So one of the liveries that was released, but that we're not going to be seeing throughout all of 26, and this might bring us into our next subject of the shakedown that's going on in Barcelona, and that is the McLaren livery that they're only showing at the shakedown, which is the all black. And I think now that we've got a little more technical when it comes to this side of stuff. This might be a formula fact. Is my prediction of why they're probably going to go all black with the black design is like you were saying in the past couple episodes that black paint is the lightest. But we do need to remember that the shakedown, like you said, is not about testing the speed of the car, just making sure that the car will turn on, which might not sound like a big deal for Red Bull and McLaren and Mercedes, but like if you're Alpine, you're like, oh my gosh, please help it turns on. You have no idea what's going on, so it's a big deal for some of these people.
I mean, it's a big deal for Cadillac, which, they're brand new. No, like they didn't inherit or buy an existing team, brand new team, right? They need to make sure the car works. It's a big deal for Red Bull. They have the new Ford powertrains. Um, it's a big deal for them. And if you look at all the reports that have come in over the last couple of days, it really seems like, especially George Russell's comments on the Red Bull powertrains were that they look pretty competitive. They look pretty good. He was impressed. I think he said something like they look like a team re-energized or reinvigorated. So,
Literally,
um, I mean, Isaac Hadjar crashed it.
crash
Awesome.
the car.
Get it right out of get it done now, bro. Like, let's not do this again in Melbourne, but like, let's get it in and get it over with. Um,
It's the
Audi,
curse. It's the curse, Destiny.
it is. I hope that it's not, but
I really like him though, so
I
I hope he does a
do.
good job.
I hope so too. Um, it looks like Mercedes have been doing really well. They built their own power unit. So George Russell and Kimi Antonelli both did great and had great things to say. So that's always good. Cadillac got out there and didn't appear to have any problems, and the car didn't break down like Ferrari maybe did when they did their livery reveal. They said that it wasn't, but maybe it was. But if I was their PR team, I would say that, oh no, we just didn't want to exceed the miles, right? Like, um, I don't know. The shakedown's interesting because it's just making sure that the cars work. It happens, there's 5 days of a shakedown, but you can only participate in 3 days. So McLaren did not go out day one, day two. So it looks like they're going to go out days 3, 4, and 5. Um, Today was day two. So not all the cars went out. There was, a rainy track. So Some people were out there running and some people weren't. And Williams announced they weren't showing up at all.
Yeah, that's a little weird for me because this is the Williams car that James Vowles has been talking about for it feels like the past 10 years. He's been saying that this car is going to be, we can crash all the 2025 cars. I don't even care because we're going to be doing so good in 2026. And then it's like, okay, here we go, James. We just got to turn the car on at the shakedown. And he's like, no, I'm not doing it. So this is the car that we have been waiting for. I think this is the car that's been the most suspense for the engine changes. And you might disagree with me, but I think this is the one that we've all been waiting for. This is the one that's been talked about. I mean, Mercedes has been like, "Oh, we're really excited about the engine. We think they're being the forefront of it." But the Williams car has been like, they've been waiting for this year, and now they're
Yeah.
not going to be at the shakedown, which is the first thing that happens. Like, what are you doing? You know?
I know. That's rough. Like that makes me nervous for them as a team. Um it's a big, like, to me it's a big deal that they're not there.
Yeah.
So,
And I think people are really, rooting for Williams this year, and Williams like has done a great job rebuilding. I mean, if we look at what it was like in Drive to Survive when they were worried about like the team even being around for much longer. They were doing horrific. I mean, they did have George Russell and and no, not what was the guy's name? Um,
they did have George
Latifi. They had who was
Latifi.
horrific. They had the worst drivers of all time. Um, and like it's crazy like what they've come from. And now they have Carlos Sainz, Alex Albon, James Vowles seems like pretty awesome at what he's doing. So,
Big
and they've
James
gained a
Bell.
ton of. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
So this is crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I hope that they make it work. I hope that they show up to preseason testing and just surprise everybody. Like I'm really hoping for them to pull through because I really like everybody over there. They seem like they're working real hard.
It's a shame for the cars like McLaren, which is really just starting to get in the groove. Obviously they've been doing great the past couple of years. We're in the constructor championship and then eventually the drivers championship with Lando last year. They've been doing great recently, but like now they're going to change the whole engine and all the cars are getting changed for 2026. So I'm excited to see what they're going to bring into it. They haven't been at the talks of being in the forefront. A car like the Mercedes is going to be expected to be amazing. The Williams is expected to be pretty competitive. And now Red Bull, which turned into being like, oh, this is going to be a mess. It looks like they're going to be doing pretty well because I don't know if you remember, there was that whole big thing going around how Mercedes and Red Bull had something in their engines that no one else had, and they got it approved. So if they're doing something along the same lines, I mean, this is pretty exciting for a Red Bull car. I mean, you know what? Big Red Bull fans, us too. So maybe I'm a little biased, but I hope they do great, and I think they will.
Would love nothing more to see the Mercedes Red Bull rivalry reignited. It's made me sad the past few years that we have not had that, and I would love to see that again.
Yeah, I think another thing, which is might be maybe a little bit off topic, but people might be surprised, is like there's been so much hype about this Cadillac team, and where they're gonna have Valerie Bottas, and they're gonna have Checo. This is gonna be awesome, but we need to like be a little realistic. Like they're gonna come out there, and they're probably gonna be 11th place, like for, but like this is what I can't blame them at all the first year, but like it's gonna be all this hype, and you're like, yes, here we go, first race in Melbourne, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, you're not even gonna be, they're gonna be like, now that's gonna be on Apple TV. We have to look at the two bottom spots. It's just gonna be them, and it's gonna be crazy. But it's gonna be disappointing because there's been so much hype around it.
I mean, I think you can view it that way, right? But also, what if it works? What if, because they're a new team and they may have a different, I mean, they hire people from the industry, right? But like, maybe they have a different POV that makes them unique and maybe they come out and do way better. I wouldn't count them out. That's for sure because they do have resources and they have more resources than I think maybe other teams have. So, watch them come out and be like, we're America's team, except for Haas has been here for 10 years, but like, let's ignore them. Cadillac's going to be America's team. They're making a big bet for it. So I don't see them pulling nothing off.
I really hope that they do something. whether it's Netflix or someone else that does like a documentary on their first season, like just on Cadillac. Like
Yes.
I obviously would have drive start, but that would be so cool. Like just like the formation of a new team, like that's awesome.
Keanu Reeves is doing a documentary
He
about
has just said
Cadillac.
that.
Yes,
Isn't that
yes,
so? That's
I'm
gonna be so
so
cool.
excited. Have you ever watched the one that he did on Braun?
No, you told me to. I never watched it.
Oh, it's so good. And if it's any bit as good as that one, like it's going to be great. Plus, then there's Drive to Survive, which that got announced finally
It comes
for
out what day? The 26th
something like that,
or the
end of
27th? Well,
February.
my birthday's on the 26th, so I'm like, here we go, birthday present. No party. I'm watching Drive to Survive all day. But isn't it going to be? Well, it's going to
Nobody
be
talks
disappointing.
back.
Yeah, don't
But
no, no one, do not disturb. No one's talking. But it's gonna be really disappointing, for us Red Bull fans. But we're gonna get to the very end of it, and there's gonna be like, we're gonna have to listen to 20 minutes of it being like, and Lando's the world champion. We'll be like it's gonna be absolutely. I'm dreading it. I think I might. I don't even think I can watch the last 20 minutes.
oh, man, I'm not dreading that. I'm dreading, I don't
The
even know
Christian
what
Horner
I'm.
thing is crazy when they bring in like Laura Meckies, like that part's gonna be super cool on Drive to Survive. Pumped to see that. I'm pumped to see Oscar and what was really going on with Oscar and like how he fell apart. You know, like that like downfall of the century. Like that was George Russell level selling. Crazy. I'm excited.
Yeah, I wish it would have happened. I wish it would have been another Max. That would have just made the storylines and that would have made me feel totally amazing that my guy pulled it out again. It, yeah, sad.
Yeah. Well, I just mentioned it, so I guess we can bring it up. We talked about Christian Horner, leaving Red Bull in 2025. Mid-season they bring in Mekis, who's done an amazing job. Who I really had no faith in. I'm like, oh, here we go. This is gonna be really bad, and he did a
Right?
great.
Ready,
Turned
ready
around that
for
Red
it
Bull
to
team.
completely fall apart. Like
Yes.
I woke up to that on my birthday. That was my birthday. Was Christian Horner's fired?
And
Lauren
we liked him. We liked him.
is replacing him, and I thought, here we go. Like just
We'll be
kiss
racing
the
with
rest of the
Alpine. I'm not even
season.
watching.
Like goodbye to the season. Like Max is definitely going to Aston Martin. Like this is gonna fall apart fast. Uh Shocking that it happened in the middle of the season was the most surprising thing. But yeah, like now Christian Horner's just been floating around trying to find somewhere to land, it seems.
Well, I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like every single day I get a picture of an Alpine A, and I get Christian Horner's face taking up my whole iPhone screen. Rumor, 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 news, breaking. Christian Horner, and then you go and you read the caption. It's like Christian Horner might be getting into and it's like, okay, so you're telling me nothing,
Yeah.
but I mean, every day I've seen something about him, rumors of being back into Alpine, and I think we finally have some info on what that actually is and what is it.
Well, I mean, Alpine came out and, kind of set the record straight a little bit about what's going on with those rumors. So, Christian Horner is part of an investment group, right? A few years ago, a big investment group bought a stake in Alpine at something like 24%. And since then, the value of that stake in the company has increased. So, given, the rise in popularity in F1 in recent years, they're looking to sell their very profitable stake. And so Christian Horner is a part of an investment group that's looking to buy the 24% stake in Alpine. This does not mean anything other than he's part of a group. I mean, the last group had I think Rory McIlroy and like Travis Kelsey and Patrick
Patrick
Mahomes.
Mahomes is in it, yeah.
Yeah. So, right, like they don't have a say in how anything goes. It's just, rich people doing rich people things with investment groups. It doesn't, and that makes me feel better because I did not see a scenario where Flavio Briatore and Christian Horner are getting along and steering the team in the same direction. Like I just did not see that happen.
That would be some serious helmet Marco Christian Horner drama, like that would, yeah, part two.
Yeah,
But
I
I
don't
think
see.
it would have been. It's like a shame that this didn't happen like a year or two ago because he would have been perfect. I think for Cadillac. just starting up a team. Like people don't remember. Like he started that Red Bull team. Like
Mhm.
literally started it from the beginning. So I mean, he would have been definitely a ton of experience with starting something up, but he would never leave Red Bull. I mean, like he would never. It was his life. He would never leave there.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. See what
It's
happens.
crazy. Like people, it's like people that have been in the sport for 20 years and now they've been gone and like you don't even think about it. Like it's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, we'll come back after the rest of Shakedown has happened. We're about halfway through it now, so we'll be back with the full results and how everybody looked. All we have are these little clips from social media and interviews from the drivers afterward. It's very the media is not allowed in to like document and record it a whole lot, so it's just what we get from the teams, what people can find on social media, and what the drivers have said. So hopefully we'll have more information at the end of the week. But you want to take us out?
Yeah, we don't know a lot more than you guys do, but we're trying our best. We're delivering the formula facts. We're doing our job. Keep with us. Keep with us for the rest of the season. We're gonna try to stick through the whole season, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. We'll watch a lot of races together. So thank you so much for watching Formula Facts. I'm Jack Like.
I'm Destiny Day.